So almost like I got ready today and I was like, what's the least Disney look thing I can possibly look like? And this is what happened. It's been a while since we've had this intro. Let's all buckle in for a video and a half today. Hello. What's happening? Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, hi. I'm Lauren. A while back, I made a video which I will have linked up there, and it was my guest horror story of when I worked in Magic Kingdom, and I essentially got like physically threatened by a dad. So if you haven't seen that, go watch. But that video y'all have really enjoyed, so I thought I would come back with a part 2 about absolutely terrible Disney guests. I should probably preface this, if you've never been to my channel before, hi, I worked at Disney last summer. Oh, Kat's coming in hot to say hello. Every single time I film, she's like, me too? Time for me to shine? You kind of match my look today. Oh, bye-bye. If you didn't know, I worked at Disney last summer. That's where all of these stories come from. And this one is a little bit of a spin on it. Words are hard. This story is not actually while I was working. This is while I was a guest, but believe me, just as bad. Well, this takes place in, I think, July-ish of last year. And I was going to DAC, Disney's Animal Kingdom, to hang out. I was by myself that day, which I would do sometimes. I like being alone in the park. I like to just hang out. I can do single rider line. I can eat whatever I want. I can chill. There's no schedule. I just go and hang out. So my pro tip, if you are not a rope drop person, I am not a rope drop person. I don't do mornings. There's a ride that has a really, really long wait, like Flight of Passage or Mine Train or something like that. I always do it at the very end of the night. If you don't know how fast passes work, if the park closes at 10, the last fast pass window will be until 10. Once 10 hits, now the fast pass people are through. If you're already in the line, even if you step into that line at 9:59, they'll let you through and the line goes way faster because there's no fast passes. So that was my plan this evening. I was gonna do Flight of Passage at the very end of the night, zip through. It was gonna be fine. If you don't know, Flight of Passage is the longest wait time in Disney World. Let me pull up my Disney experience to see what Flight of Passage is sitting at right now. So today, it is currently about 4-ish in the afternoon on a Tuesday in the off season, and Flight of Passage still has, I'll turn it up, and Flight of Passage still has a 110-minute wait. So imagine in the like evening in the summertime, I think it was sitting at about a 2-ish hour wait, which was fine because every time that I've done this before, a 2-hour wait is actually closer to like maybe an hour and a half, not even. So I was set, I was ready to go. Get in this line, it's already raining, that's fine, it always rains in Florida. I was okay with that, whatever. I talked to a really nice family from New Jersey, they were great, everything's going fine. We get through the outside part, so if you don't know the Flight of Passage queue, there's like the outside and then the cave room and then like the weird, I don't even know what to call it, boring rooms, and then like the part that looks like, honestly it looks like an underground miniature golf course with like a bunch of black lights. Don't lie to me, that's what it looks like. And then you go into the laboratory and then the loading area and then those like weird little hallways that go up. You have a pre-show and then you're in there. It's a lot. Excuse me, puberty, is that you? So we're in there and we're in the cave room. So we finally gotten inside. We're no longer in the rain, a little moist, but it's fine. And this room, we were probably a standstill for about 20 minutes. So I've already been in this line for like an hour and I'm like, there's about 70% more line here, so I don't think this is going to be a 2-hour wait, which was what it was posted, and especially not going to be a less than 2-hour wait, which is what I was betting on. Whatever, it's fine. Things happen. I understand mechanics. Like, not like I understand them, but I feel people's pain. We're in this line. There's also no single rider line to Flight of Passage, which is fine, but like, that'd be great, but it's fine. By the end of the time that we actually get through the line to like the loading-ish area, which is where they'll tend to pull like single riders, it's already been about 2 and a bit hours. It's definitely been over 2. I don't think it's been 2.5. Somewhere in between there. Either way, it's now late. I'm very tired. I've been by myself this whole time, so I don't even have entertainment. Thank God there's good Wi-Fi in like the weird caves of Flight of Passage queue. I'm already done with it. I'm out of it. So they pull me single rider, everything's good. We get like pulled to our little area, we walk up the stairs, and we're in the first pre-show room, and there's like people being loud, but there's always people being loud, so like whatever. I'm by myself, minding my own business, and this is the room where they tell you like wiggle your hands and stuff like that, and you can see yourself on the screen. So there's like mostly couples. I'm the only person by myself. Have I spent 7 minutes not even getting to the bad part yet? We go into the next area. The next area is with that guy. You know who I'm talking about. And all of a sudden these two girls that are in the numbers beside me start talking so loudly, just so loudly. And not just like chatting, like obnoxious. Like they're obviously drunk. They're like kind of swaying back and forth. They're talking like this. And they're just so excited. It was such a great day. That's exactly what it was like. So this lovely couple in front of them was like, hey, can you guys just quiet down, please? Because, you know, you're screaming in the middle of a pre-show. I don't know these people's stories. I'd only been on it like twice, but like I lived there, so it was whatever. But these other people, this could be like their once in a lifetime opportunity to ride Flight of Passage. They were very happy. This girl, once he tells her to like politely calm down, she snapped. She starts yelling about how he's telling her what to do and he's being rude and he needs to leave and she's ruining her life. And I'm just sitting there minding my own business in the corner because I don't want to be a part of this because I'm not at work right now. This isn't my responsibility, okay? So essentially, these people argue, these girls scream the entire pre-show, which is fine because the pre-show is honestly bad. Then we load into the chambers and I'm like, dear God, these girls are beside me. So when we loaded, I was like in the middle. There was a couple on this side, the couple they were arguing with, me, and then they were on this side of me. I don't know how many bikes are in that chamber. Probably 6. There must have been another person. Maybe there's 8. I don't know. If anyone works at Flight of Passage, hit me up. Tell me I'm wrong. I know they were for sure on this side of me, these two girls. And as we're loading, they're still like talking loudly and yelling and like talking about having the best time. And they're like slurring. And you know, like the drunk girl, like I don't even know how to describe it. You know, like the drunk girl, like not being able to stand motion. It's like one of these. Yeah, you know, you've seen a girl at a club on her phone and she's like, it's almost like they're falling asleep, but they just can't function. It's that movement. They're doing that on this bike where they can't just like sit still like a normal person. They're like constantly like kind of like this. But before the show starts, as they're going through the other ones, these girls then start making out. Which, like, if you're a genuine... Actually, no. I don't even need to justify this. I don't like PDA ever. I don't like it when I'm involved. I don't like it when you're involved. I don't want to see anyone make out literally ever. I even less want to see it when you're two really drunk girls that are very, very obviously not a couple because they were, like, talking about boys and parties earlier. That makes me want to see it even less. So they start making out, which is also not even like in a hot way, in like a gross way. They come by, they check us. Again, no one says anything even though they're still talking loudly and now making out and like wavering back and forth. And then the ride starts. At this point, let me remind you, it is now late at night. I have stood in line for 3 hours by myself and I've dealt with these people arguing and now these girls are making out. But I'm like, now's the time. This is what we've been waiting for. The ride is here. I'm ready. First like 30 seconds, I can still hear them talking. Now they're drunk, have 3D glasses on, and on a simulator, which makes me real nervous because that sounds like one big, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Equation for vomiting, which luckily didn't happen. Thank God, I would have lost my mind. But they're screaming like, oh my God! I've beckoned to the cat with my war cry. So they're screaming like that in this small room and we're all just like, really? And I know you're thinking, this is very annoying. No one wants to be there. This seems like already a nightmare. It gets worse. About halfway through, this is where it really amps up for me. I also must state, it clearly says to keep your hands on the bar. So if you haven't seen the Flight of Passage like setup, I'll like throw a photo in here. It's essentially a bike that you sit on that has a backrest behind you and you're leaned over like a little screen and your hands are on a bar, like handle bars. So everyone's like sitting like a normal person and these girls start putting their hands up and doing this every time that the bike moves. This becomes a problem when I'm beside them, and every time she goes like this, she smacks me in the face. So this happens about 3 or 4 times and she doesn't even notice, which is like, that's the level of how drunk these girls are. They're screaming and oohing and awing, still trying to make out on these bikes, flailing their arms and hitting me in the face. At this point, I'm fully sitting like, I'm sitting like this, trying to be out of her line of fire and still getting hit. After getting hit multiple times, she realizes that she's smacking me in the face, and then her attempt to, apology's not the right word, but her reaction when she finds out is then to fully grab my head like this and start doing this while I'm like over here. So now she's leaned equally as far over to grab my head with both her hands and massage my head and start scream saying sorry that she hit me in the face, which is just really ruining my life. So this goes on for the next, like, I don't even know how many minutes. I missed essentially the whole ride because these girls are making out and screaming and hitting me in the face and grabbing my head. And I'm like fully sober and I'm just like, it's okay, fine, please leave me alone. She's not giving up. The ride stops, we leave, and I essentially just think to myself, wow, I waited 3 hours in line to get hit in the face by a drunk girl. I could do that 0 hours in line, literally anywhere in Epcot at all times. At this point, the park's closed. Can't do anything. I was like, yo, can someone make sure this girl's like okay? Because she's like not even walking, stumbling out, like screaming. Wouldn't be shocked if she threw up because she just spent, you know, 5 minutes on a motion simulator that makes people sick anyways, and she's hammered. Again, call out post to the cast member who literally rolled their eyes at me when I said this, but it's fine. So that's my story of my worst guest experience with a guest and as a guest during my Disney college program. I know this maybe wasn't as thrilling as my last video where I was like working for Disney getting completely and totally harassed, but this still haunts me to this day, so I thought you might get a kick out of it, you know? With that being said, if you enjoyed this or you want to see other stuff like that, hit me up. Please, please, please subscribe down below. We have so many friends recently, so hi, thank you, welcome. If you have any requests or anything that you want to see or things you want me to vlog this summer, if you didn't know, I'm headed back to Disney in, let me pull up my countdown here, 75 days today. I'll be moving back in. So if there's anything you want me to vlog or anything, let me know. I'm happy to do it too. All my links to everything else are always down below. You can find me most often on Instagram. It's Lodez Disney. I'm there all the time. And I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Bye.